her homely wits. Wert not affection chains thy tender days to the sweet glances of thy honored love, I rather would entreat thy company to see the wonders of the world abroad, than, living dully sluggard eyes at home, wear out thy youth with shapeless idleness. But since thou lovest, love still and thrive therein, even as I would when I to love begin.
Wilt thou be gone, sweet Valentine? Adieu. Think on thy Proteus when thou haply seest some rare noteworthy object in thy travel. Wish me partaker of thy happiness when thou dost meet good hap. And in thy danger, if ever danger do environ me, commend thy grievance to my holy prayers.
And
for I will be thy beadsman, Valentine.
And on a love book, pray for my success.
Upon some book I love, I'll pray for thee.
That's on some shallow story of deep love. How young Leander crossed the Hellespont.
That's a deep story of a deeper love, for he was more than over shoes in love.
'Tis true, for you are over boots in love, and yet you never swam the Hellespont.
Over the boots. Nay, give me not the boots.
No, I will not, for it boots thee not. Boots. To be in love, where scorn is bought with groans, coy looks with heart-sore sighs, one fading moment's mirth, with 20 watchful, weary, tedious nights, if haply won perhaps a hapless gain. If lost, why then a grievous labor won. However, folly bought with wit, or else a wit by folly vanquished.
So by your circumstance, you call me fool.
So by your circumstance, I fear you'll prove.
'Tis love you cavil at. I am not love.
Love is your master, for he masters you. And he that is so yoked by a fool, methinks should not be chronicled for wives.
Yet writers say, as in the sweetest bud, the eating canker dwells. So eating love inhabits in the finest woods of all.
And writers say, as the most forward bud is eaten by the canker-arid blow, even so by love, the young and tender wit is turned to folly, blasting in the bud, losing his verdure even in the prime, and all the fair effects of future hopes. But wherefore waste I time that counsel thee that are devotary to fond desire? Once more, adieu. My father at the road expects my coming there to see me shipped.
And thither will I bring thee, Valentine.
Sweet Proteus, no. Now let us take our leave. To belong let me hear from thee by letters of thy success in love, and what news else betideth here in the absence of thy friend, and I likewise will visit thee with mine.
All happiness be chanced to be in Milan.
As much to you at home, and so, farewell.
He leaves his friends to dignify them more. I leave myself, my friends and all, to love. Thou, Julia, thou hast metamorphosed me, made me neglect my studies, lose my time, or with good counsel, set the world at naught, made wit with musing weak, heart sick with thought.
Sir Proteus, save you. Saw you my master?
But now we part hence to embark on the line.
20 to 1 then, he is shipped already, and I have played the sheep in losing him.
Indeed, the sheep doth very often stray, and if the shepherd be a while away.
You conclude that my master is a shepherd then, and I a sheep?
I do.
Well, then my horns are his horns, whether I wake or asleep.
A silly answer, and fitting well a sheep.
This proves me still a sheep.
True. And thy master a shepherd.
Nay, that I can deny by a circumstance.
It shall go hard, but I'll prove it by another.
The shepherd seeks the sheep, but not the sheep the shepherd. But I seek my master, and my master seeks not me, therefore I am no sheep.
The sheep for fodder follow the shepherd. The shepherd for food follows not the sheep. Thou for wages follows thy master. Thy master for wages follows not thee. Therefore, thou art a sheep.
Such another proof shall make me cry, bah!
But dost thou hear? Gavest thou my letter to Julia?
I, sir, I, a lost mutton, gave your letter to her, a laced mutton, and she, a laced mutton, gave me a lost mutton. Nothing for my labor.
There's too small a pasture for such store of muttons.
If the ground were overcharged, you were best stick her.
Nay, in that you're astray, 'twere best pound you.
Nay, sir, less than a pound shall serve me for carrying a letter to your lover.
You mistake. I mean the pound, a pinfold.
From a pound to a pin, folded over and over, 'tis threefold too little for delivering a letter to your lover.
Well, what said she? Nod?
I?
Why, that's naughty.
Sir, you mistook. I say she did nod, and you ask if she did nod, and I say, I.
And that set together is naughty.
Now you have taken the pains to set it together, take it for your pains.
No. You shall have it for bearing the letter.
I perceive I must be fain to bear with you.
Why, sir, how do you bear with me?
Marry, sir, the letter very orderly, having nothing but the word naughty for my pains.
But you have a quick wit.
And yet it cannot overcome your slow purse.
Come, open the matter and read. What said she?
Open your purse and the money in the matter may both at once be delivered.
Why, sir, here is for your pains. What said she?
Ooh, truly, sir, I think you'll hardly win her.
Why, couldst thou perceive so much from her?
Sir, I can perceive nothing at all from her, no, not so much as a ducat for delivering your letter. And being so hard to me that brought your mind, I fear she'll prove as hard to you in telling her mind. Give her no tokens but stones, for she is hard as steel.
What said she? Nothing?
No, sir, not so much as take this for thy pains. To testify your bounty, I thank you. You have testered me, and from quite aware of, henceforth, carry your letters yourself. And so, sir, I'll commend you to my master.
Go, be gone, to save your ship from wreck, which cannot perish, having the aboard, being destined to a drier death on shore. I must go find some better messenger. Fear my Julia would not deign my lines, receiving them from such a worthless post.
Now we are alone. Wouldst thou then counsel me to fall in love?
Ay, madam, so you stumble not unhatefully.
Of all the fair resort of gentlemen that every day with parley encounter me, in thy opinion, which is worthiest love?
Please you, repeat their names. I'll show my mind according to my shallow, simple skill.
What thinkest thou of the fair Sir Eglamour?
As of a knight, well spoken, neat, and fine, but were I you, he never should be mine.
What thinkest thou of the rich Mercatio?
Well of his wealth, but of himself so.
What thinkest thou of the gentle Proteus?
Lord, to see what folly reigns in us.
How now? What means this passion at his name?
Oh, pardon, dear madam, 'tis a passing shame, that I, unworthy body as I am, should censure thus on lovely gentlemen.
Why not on Proteus as of all the rest?
Then thus of many good I think him best.
Your reason?
I have no other but a woman's reason. I think him so because I think him so.
And wouldst thou have me cast my love on him?
Aye, if you thought your love not cast away.
Why, he of all the rest hath never moved me.
Yet he of all the rest I think best loves ye.
His little speaking shows his love but small.
Fire that's closest kept burns most of all.
They do not love that do not show their love.
Oh, they love least that let men know their love.
I would I knew his mind.
Peruse this paper, madam.
To Julia. Say, from whom?
That the contents will show.
Say, who gave it to thee?
Sir Valentine's page, and sent, I think, from Proteus. He would have given it to you, but I, being in the way, did in your name receive it. Pardon the fault, I pray.
Now, by my modesty, a goodly broker, dare you presume to harbor wanton lines, to whisper and conspire against my youth? Now trust me, 'tis an office of great worth, and you an officer fit for the place. There, take the paper and see it be returned, or else return no more into my sight.
To plead for love deserves more fee than hate.
Will you be gone?
That you may ruminate.
And yet, I would I had overlooked the letter. It were a shame to call her back again and pray her to a fault for which I chid her. What fool is she that knows I am a maid and would not force the letter to my view, since maids, in modesty, say no to that which they would have the profferer construe I. Fie, how wayward is this foolish love that, like a testy babe, will scratch the nurse and presently, all humbled, kiss the rod. Oh, how churlishly I chid Lucetta hence, when willingly I would have had her here. How angrily I taught my brow to frown when inward joy enforced my heart to smile. My penance is to call Lucetta back and ask permission for my folly past. What ho, Lucetta? What would your ladyship? It's near dinner time.
I would prefer that you fill your stomach on your meat and not upon your maid.
What is that you took up so gingerly?
Nothing.
Why didst thou stoop then?
To take up a paper that I let fall.
And is that paper nothing?
Nothing concerning me.
Then let it lie for those that it concerns.
Madam, it will not lie where it concerns unless I have a false interpreter.
Some love of yours hath writ to you in rhyme.
That I might sing it, to a tune. Give me a note to your ladyship consent.
As little by such toys as may be possible. Best sing it to the tune of Light of Love.
It is too heavy for so light a tune.
Heavy. Belike it hath some burden then.
I am Melodious Word, would you sing?
And why not you?
I cannot reach so high.
Let's see your song. How now, minion?
Keep tune there still so you will sing it out. And yet methinks I do not like this tune.
You do not?
No, madam, it is too sharp.
You, minion, are too saucy.
Nay, now you are too flat. And mar the concord too harsh a descant, there wanted for the mean to fill your song.
The mean is drowned with your unruly base.
Indeed, I bid the base for Proteus.
This saddle shall not henceforth trouble me. Here's a coy with protestation. Go, get you gone, and let the papers lie. You would be fingering them to anger me.
She makes it strange, but she would be best pleased to be so angered with another letter.
Nay, would I were so angered with the same. Oh, hateful hands, to tear such loving words, injurious wasps to feed on such sweet honey and kill the bees that yield it with your stings. I'll kiss each double paper for amends. Look, here is writ, kind Julia, unkind Julia. As a revenge of thy ingratitude, I throw thy name against the bruising stones, trampling contemptuously on thy disdain. And here is writ, love wounded Proteus, poor wounded maid. My bosom as a bed shall lodge thee till thy wound be thoroughly healed. And thus I search it with a sovereign kiss. Twice or thrice was Proteus written down. Be calm, good wind, blow not a word away till I have found each letter in the letter. Except mine own name. That some whirlwind bear into a ragged, fearful, hanging rock and throw it thence into the raging sea. Lo, here in one line is this name twice written. Poor forlorn Proteus. Passionate Proteus. To the sweet Julia. That I'll tear away. And yet I will not, sith so prettily he couples it to his complaining names. Thus will I fold them, one upon another. Now kiss, embrace, contend, do what you will.
Madam, dinner's ready and your father stays.
Well, let us go.
What? Shall these papers lie like telltales here?
If you respect them, best to take them up.
Nay, I was taken up for lying them down, yet they shall not lie here for catching cold.
I see you have a month's mind to them.
Aye, madam, you may say what sights you see. I see things too, although you judge I wink.
Come, come, will it please you go?
Tell me, Cantino, what sad talk was that wherewith my brother held you in the cloister?
'Twas of his nephew, Proteus, your son.
Why, what of him?
He wondered that your lordship would suffer to spend his youth at home, while other men of slender reputation put forth their sons to seek preferment out, some to the wars to try their fortune there, some to discover islands far away, some to the studious universities. For any or for all of these exercises, he said that your son, Proteus, was meet, and did request me to importune you to let him spend his time no more at home, which would be a great impeachment to his age, having known no travel in his youth.
Nor needst thou much importune me to that whereon this month I have been hammering. I have considered well his loss of time, and how he cannot be a perfect man, not being tried and tutored in the world. Experience is by industry achieved and perfected by the swift course of time. Tell me, whither were I best to send him?
I think your lordship is not ignorant how his companion, youthful Valentine, attends the emperor in his royal court.
I know it well.
'Twere good. I think your lordship should send him hither. There he shall practice tilts and tournaments. Hear sweet discourse, converse with noblemen, and being I, every exercise worthy of his youth and nobleness of birth.
I like thy counsel. Well hast thou advised, and thou mayest perceive how well I like it. The execution of it shall make known. Even with the speediest expedition, I will dispatch him to the emperor's court.
Tomorrow, may it please you, Don Alfonso with other gentlemen of good esteem are journeying to salute the emperor to command their service to his will.
Good company, with them shall Proteus go. And in good time, now will we break with him.
Sweet love, sweet lines, sweet life. Here is her hands, the agent of her heart. Here is her oath for love, her honor's bond. Oh, that our fathers would applaud our loves, to seal our happiness with their consents. Oh, heavenly Julia.
How now? What letter are you reading there?
May it please your lordship, 'tis a word or two of commendations sent from Valentine, delivered by a friend that came from him.
Lend me the letter, let me see what news.
There is no news, my lord, but that he writes how happily he lives, how well beloved and daily graced by the emperor, wishing me with him, partner of his fortune.
And how stand you affected by his wish?
As one relying on your lordship's will, not depending on his friendly wish.
My will is something sorted with his wish. Use not that I thus suddenly proceed, for what I will, and there an end. I am resolved that thou shalt spend some time with Valentinius in the emperor's court. What maintenance he from his friends receives, like exhibition thou shalt have from me. Tomorrow be in readiness to go, excuse it not, for I am peremptory.
My lord, I cannot so soon be provided. Please you, deliberate a day or two?
Look, what thou wantest shall be sent after thee. No more of stay, tomorrow thou must go. Come on, Pantino, you shall be employed to hasten on his expedition.
Thus have I shunned the fire for fear of burning, and drenched me in the sea where I am drowned. I feared to show my father Julia's letter, lest he should take exceptions to my love. And now, with advantage of mine own excuse, hath he accepted most against my love. Oh, how this spring of love resembleth the uncertain glory of an April day, which now shows all the beauty of the sun. And by, a cloud takes all away.
Sir Proteus, your father is in haste, therefore I pray you go.
Why, this it is. My heart accords thereto, and yet 1,000 times it answers no.
Sir, your glove.
That's why my gloves are on.
Why then, this may be yours, for this is but one.
Let me see. Aye, give it me. It's mine. Oh, sweet ornament that decks a thing divine. Oh, Sylvia. Sylvia.
Madam Sylvia, Madam Sylvia!
How now, Sirrah?
She is now within hearing, sir.
Why, sir, who bade you call her?
Your worship, or else I mistook.
Well, you'll still be too forward.
And yet I was less chidden for being too slow.
Go to, sir. Tell me, do you know Madam Sylvia?
She that your worship loves?
Why, how know you that I am in love?
Married by these special marks. First, you have learned, like Sir Proteus, to reap your arms like a malcontent. To relish a love song like a robin redbreast. To walk alone like one that had the pestilence. To sigh like a schoolboy that lost his ABC. To weep like a young wench that buried her granddam. To fast like one that takes diet. To watch like one that fears robbing. To speak puling like a beggar at Hallowmass. You are wont, when you laugh, to crow like a cock. When you walk like one of the lions. When you fasted, it was presently after dinner. When you looked sad, it was for want of money. Now you are metamorphosed with the mistress that when I look on you, I can hardly think you my master.
Are all these things perceived in me?
They are perceived without you.
Without me? They cannot.
Without you, nay, that's certain, for that you are so simple, none else would. But you are so without these follies, that these follies are within you, and shine through you, like the water in an urinal. That no eye that sees you but is a physician to comment on your
But
malady.
tell me, dost thou know my lady Sylvia?
She that you gaze on so as she sits at supper.
Hast thou observed that? Even she, I mean.
Why, sir, I know her not.
Dost thou know her by my gazing on her, and yet knowest her not?
Is she not hard favored, sir?
Not so, fair boy, as well favored.
Well, sir, I know that well enough.
What dost thou know?
He's not so fair as of you, well favored.
I mean that her beauty is exquisite, but her favor infinite.
That's because the one is painted and the other out of all count.
How painted and how out of count?
Marry, sir, so painted that no man counts her beauty.
How esteemest thou me? I account of her beauty.
That's because you have not seen her since she was deformed.
How long hath she been deformed?
Ever since you loved her.
I have loved her ever since I saw her, and still I see her beautiful.
If you love her, you cannot see her.
Why?
Because love is blind. All that you had mine eyes, or your eyes had the lights they were wont to have when you chid it Sir Proteus for going unguarded.
What should I see then?
Your own present folly and her passing deformity, for he, being in love, could not see to garter his hose. And you, being in love, not see to put on your hose.
Be right, boy, then you are in love. For last morning you could not see to wipe my shoes.
True, sir, I was in love. With my bed. I thank you. You swinged me for my love, which makes me the bolder that chide you for yours.
In conclusion, I stand affected to her.
I would you would set so your affection would cease.
Last night, she enjoined me to write some lines to one she loves.
And have you?
I have.
Are they not lamely writ?
No, boy, but as well as I can do them. Peace. Here she comes.
Oh, excellent, most no exceeding puppet. Now he will interpret to her.
Madam and mistress, 1,000 good morrows.
Oh, give me good even. Here's a million of manners.
Sir Valentine, and servant, to you 2,000.
He should give her interest, and she gives it him.
As you enjoined me, I have writ your letter under the secret nameless friend of yours, which I was much unwilling to proceed in, but for my duty to your ladyship.
I thank you, gentle servant. 'Tis very clerkly done.
Now, trust me, madam, it came hardly off, for being ignorant of whom it goes, I redact random, very doubtfully.
Belike you think too much of so much pains.
No, madam, so instead, I will write, please, you command, 1,000 times as much, and
Oh,
yet,
pretty period. Well, I guess the sequel. And yet I will not name it, and yet I care not. And yet take this again. And yet I thank you, meaning henceforth to trouble you no more.
And yet you will, and yet another yet.
what means your ladyship? Do you not like it?
Yes, yes. The lines are very quaintly writ, but since unwillingly take them again. Nay, take them.
Madam, they are for you.
I, sir, you writ them at my request, but I will have none of them. They are for you. I would have had them writ more movingly.
Please do, I'll write your ladyship another.
And when it's writ, for my sake, read it over. If it please you, so. If not, why so?
If it please me, madam, what then?
If it please you, take it for your labor. And so tomorrow, sir.
Oh, just unseen, inscrutable, invisible as a nose on a man's face or a weathercock on a steeple. My master sues to her, and she hath taught her suitor, he being her pupil, to become her tutor. Oh, excellent device, was there ever heard a better, that my master, being scribe, should to himself write the letter?
How now, sir? What are you reasoning with yourself?
Nay, sir, I was rhyming. 'Tis you that has the reason.
To do what?
To be a spokesman for Madam Sylvia.
To whom?
To yourself. Why, she woos you by a figure.
What figure?
By a letter, I should say.
Why she hath not writ to me?
Why need she you when she hath made you write to yourself? Did you perceive her earnest?
She gave me none.
Why she hath
every
given...
word.
She's given you a letter?
That's the letter I writ to her friend.
And that letter she hath delivered, and there it end.
Would it were no worse.
I'll warrant you 'tis as well, for often you have writ to her, and she, in modesty or else for want of idle time, could not again reply. Or fearing else the messenger might her mind discover, she had thought for love himself to write unto her lover. Why muse you, sir? 'Tis dinner time.
I have dined.
Aye, but hearken, sir. Though the chameleon love doth feed on the air, I am one that am nourished by my victuals, and fain have meat. Oh, be not like your mistress, be moved, be moved.
Patience, gentle Julia.
I must, where is no remedy.
When possibly I can, I will return.
If you turn not, you will return the sooner. Keep this remembrance for thy Julia's sake.
Why then, we'll make exchange. Here, take you this.
And seal the bargain with the holy kiss.
Here is my hand for my true constancy. And when that hour o'erslips me in the day, wherein I sigh not, Julia, for thy sake, the next ensuing hour, some foul mischance torments me for my love's forgetfulness. My father stays my coming. Answer not. The tide is now. Nay, not thy tide of tears. That tide shall stay me longer than I should. Julia, farewell. What? Gone without a word? Aye, so true love should do. For truth hath better deeds than words to grace it. So birdies, you're a safe one. Go. I come, I come. Alas, this parting strikes poor lover's stone.
To be this hour ere I've done weeping. All the kind of lances have this very fault. You have received my proportion like a prodigious son, and go to serve Proteus to the Imperial's court. I think Crab, my dog, be the sourest natured dog that lives. My mother weeping, my father wailing, my sister crying, our maid howling, our cat wringing her hands, and all the house, and a great perplexity. Yet, not that this cruel-hearted cur shed one tear. He is a stone, a pebble stone. I have no more pity in him than a dog. Why? My granddad, having no eyes to look you, left herself blind at my party. Nay, I'll show you the manner of it. This shoe is my father. No. This left shoe is my father. Yeah. No. No, this left shoe is my mother. No, that not be so neither. Yes, it is so, it is so. I tap the words of soul. The shoe of the hornet is my mother, and this my father. Avenge its honor. Now there sits this death, my sister. For look you, she is as white as a lily, and small as a one. And this hat is not our maid, and I am the dog. No. No, the dog is himself, and I am the dog. No, the dog is me, and I am myself. Ah, so. Now come I to my father. Father. Your blessing. Now. kiss my father. Healing song. Goodbye to my mother. Oh, that she could speak now like an old woman. Well, I kiss her. Oh, whether it is my mother's breath. Up and down. Come on to my sister. Mark the moan she makes. Now the dog, all this while, sheds not a tear, nor speaks a word. But see her in the dust with my tears.
Lots away, away, aboard. Thy master is shipped, and thou art to be post after with oars. What's the matter? Why weepest thou, man? Away, ass! You'll lose the tide if you tarry any longer.
It is no matter if the tide were lost, for it is unkindest tide that any man has ever tied.
The unkindest tide.
Why, that is tied here. My dog.
Tough, man. I mean, thou shalt lose the flood, and in losing the flood, lose thy voyage, and in losing thy voyage, lose thy master, and in losing thy master, lose thy service, and...
Why dost thou stop thy mouth?
For fear thou shalt lose thy tongue.
Where should I lose my tongue?
In thy head.
In my
Lose the tide and the service and the master and the voyage and the tide. Why, man, if the river were down, I could fill it with my tears. And if the wind were down, I could drive a boat with my sighs.
Come away, man. I was sent to call thee.
Sir, call me what thou darest.
Wilt thou go?
Well, I will go. There.
Servant!
mistress.
Master, Sir Thurio frowns on you.
Aye, boy, it's for love.
Not of you.
Of my mistress, then.
'Twere good you not to.
Servant, you are sad.
Indeed, madam, I seem so.
Seem you that you are not?
Haply I do.
So do counterfeit.
So do you.
What seem I that I am not?
Wise.
What instance of the contrary?
Your folly.
And how quote you my folly?
I quoted in your jerkin.
My jerkin is a doublet.
Well then, I'll double your folly.
How?
What, angry Sir Thurio, do you change color?
You can leave, madam. He is a kind of chameleon.
That hath more mind to feed on your blood than live in your air.
You have said, sir.
I am done too, for this time.
I know it well, sir. You always end ere you begin.
A fine volley of words, gentlemen, and quickly shot
Tis
off.
indeed, madam. We thanks the giver.
Who is that, servant?
Yourself, sweet lady, for you gave the fire. Sir Thurio borrows his wit from your ladyship's looks, and spends what he borrows kindly in your company.
Sir, if you spend word for word with me, I'll make your wit bankrupt.
I know it well, sir. You have an exchequer of words, and I think no other treasure to give your followers, for it appears by their bare liveries that they live by your bare words.
What thou hast done, here comes my father.
Now, Dr. Sylvia, you are hard to say. Sir Valentine, your father is in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends of much good news?
My lord, I'll be thankful to any happy messenger from thence.
Know ye Don Antonio, your countryman?
Aye, my good lord, I know the gentleman to be of worth and worthy estimation, and not without desert, so well reputed.
Hath he not a son?
Aye, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honor and regard of such a father.
You know him well.
I know him as myself, for from our infancy we have conversed and spent our hours together. And though myself have been an idle truant, omitting the sweet benefit of time to clothe mine age with angel-like perfection, yet hath Sir Proteus, for that's his name, made use and fair advantage of his days. His years but young, but his experience old, his head unmellowed, but his judgment frank. And, in a word, for far behind his worth comes all the praises I now bestow. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all good grace to grace a gentleman.
Beshrew me, sir. But if he make this good, he is as worthy for an emperor's love as me to be an emperor's counselor. Well, sir, this gentleman is come to me with commendations from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time a while. I think 'tis no unwelcome news to you.
Should I wish the thing it had been he?
Welcome him then, according to his work. Sylvia, I speak to you, and you, Sir Thurio. For Valentine, I need not cite him to it. I will send him hither to you presently.
This is the gentleman I told your ladyship had come along with me, but that his mistress did hold his eyes locked with her crystal looks.
Belike she hath enfranchised them upon some other pawn for field.
Nay, sure, I think she holds them prisoners still.
Nay then, he should be blind. And being blind, how could he see his way to seek out you?
Why, lady, they say love hath 20 pair of eyes.
They say love hath not an eye at all.
To see such lovers, Thurio, as yourself, upon a homely object, love can wait.
Have done, here comes the gentleman.
Welcome, dear Proteus. Oh, mistress, I beseech you confirm his welcome with some special favor.
His worth is warrant his welcome hither. If this be he, you ought to wish to hear
Mistress,
from.
it is. Sweet lady, entertain him to be my fellow servant to your ladyship.
Too low a mistress for so high a servant.
Not so, sweet lady, but too mean a servant to have a look of such a worthy mistress.
Leave off discourse of disability. Sweet lady, entertain him for your servant.
Oh, my duty will I boast of, nothing else.
Well, duty never yet did want his meed. Servant, you are welcome to a worthless mistress.
I'll die on him that says so but yourself,
That you are welcome?
that you are worthless. Madam, my lord your father would speak with you.
I wait upon his pleasure. Come, Sir Thurio, go with me. Once more, new servant, welcome. I leave you here to confer of home affairs, and when you have done, we see to hear from you.
We'll both attend upon your ladyship.
Now tell me, how do all from whence you came?
Your friends are well and have them much commended.
How do yours?
I left them all in health.
How does your lady, and how thrives your love?
My tales of love were once to weary you. I know you join not in a love discourse.
I, Proteus, but that life is altered now. I have done penance for my contending of love, whose high imperious thoughts have punished me with bitter fasts, with penitential groans, with nightly tears, and daily heart-sore sighs. For, in revenge of my contempt of love, love hath chased sleep from mine enthralled eyes, and made them watchers of mine own heart's sorrow. Oh, gentle Proteus, love's a mighty lord, and hath so humbled me, as I confess, there is no woe to his correction, nor to his service, no such joy on earth. Now, no discourse, except it be of love. Now can I break my fast, dine, sup, and sleep upon the very naked name of love.
Enough. I read the fortune in your eye. Was this the idol that you worship so?
Or even she, and is she not the heavenly saint?
No. She is an earthly paragon.
Call her divine.
I will not
Oh, flatter me, for love delights in praises.
When I was sick, you gave me bitter pills, and I must administer the life
Then
to you.
speak the truth by her. If not divine, yet let her be a principality, sovereign to all creatures on earth.
Except my mistress.
Sweet, accept not any, except thou wilt accept against my love.
Why? Have I not reason to prefer my
And I shall help thee to prefer her too. She shall be dignified with this high honor, to bear my lady's train. Oh! Lest the base earth chip from her vesture chance to steal a kiss, and of so great a favor growing proud, disdain to root the summer swelling flower, and make rough winter everlastingly.
Why, Valentine, what braggartism is this?
Pardon me, Proteus, all I can is nothing to her, whose worth makes other worthies nothing. She is alone.
Then let her
Not
alone.
for the world. Why, man, she is mine own. I, as rich in having such a jewel as 20 seas, if all their sand were pearl, the water nectar, and the rocks pure gold. Forgive me that I do not dream on thee, because thou seest me dote upon my love. My foolish rival, that her father likes, only for his possessions are so huge, is gone with her along, and I must after. For love, thou knowest, is full of jealousy.
But she loves you.
I am. We are betrothed. Nay more, our marriage hour, with all the cunning manner of our flight, determined of how I must climb her window, the ladder made of cords, and all the means plotted and agreed upon for my happiness. Good Proteus, go with me to my chamber in these affairs to aid you in my counsel.
Go on before. I shall inquire you forth. I must unto the road to disembark some necessaries I needs must use, and then I'll presently attend you.
Will you make haste?
I will. Even as one heat another heat expels, or as one nail by strength drives out another, so the remembrance of my former love is by a newer object quite forgotten. Is it mine eye or Valentine's praise, her true perfection, or my false transgression that makes me reasonless to reason thus? She is fair, and so is Julia that I love, that I did love. For now my love is thawed, which, like a waxen image against a fire, bears no impression of the thing it was. Methinks my zeal to Valentine is cold, and that I love him not as I was wont. Oh, but I love his lady too much, and that's the reason I love him so little. How shall I dote on her with more advice, that thus without advice begin to love her? 'Tis but her picture I have yet beheld, and that hath dazzled my reason's light. But when I look on her perfections, there is no reason, but I shall be blind. If I can check my erring love, I will. If not, to compass her, I'll use my skill.
Forswear not thyself, sweet youth, for I am not welcome. I reckon this always. A man is never undone until he be hanged, nor welcome to a place. There's certain shot to be paid, and the hostess say welcome.
Come on, you madcap. All to the alehouse with you presently, where, for one shot of 5 pence, thou shalt have 5,000 welcomes. Sirrah, how did thy master part with Madam Julia?
Marry, after they closed in earnest, they parted very fairly in jest.
But shall she marry him?
No.
Why then, shall he marry her?
No, neither.
What, are they broken?
No, they're both whole as a fish.
Why then, how stands the matter with them?
Very thus. When it stands well with him, it stands well with her.
What an ass art thou, I understand thee not.
What a block art thou that thou canst not? My staff understands me.
What thou sayest?
What I do too, I'll but lean, and my staff understands me.
It stands under thee indeed.
Stands under and understands is all one.
But tell me true, will it be a match?
Ask my dog. If he say aye, it will. He say no, it will. It says nothing, it will.
The conclusion is then that it will.
Ah, thou shalt never get such a secret from me, but by a parable.
'Tis well that I get it so. But Lance, hey, how sayest thou that my master has become a notable lover?
Never knew him otherwise.
Then how?
A notable lover, as our portest him to be.
Why thou portion ask thou mistakest me?
Oh, my fool, I meant not thee. I meant thy master.
I tell thee, my master has become a hot lover.
Well, I tell thee, I cannot though he burn himself in love. If thou wilt, go with me to the alehouse.
At thy service.
Yeah.
To leave my Julia, shall I be forsworn? To love fair Sylvia, shall I be forsworn? To wrong my friend, I shall be much forsworn. And even that power which gave me first my oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. Love bade me swear, and love bids me forswear. Oh, sweet suggesting love, if thou hast sinned, teach me, thy tempted subject, to excuse it. At first, I did adore a twinkling star. But now, I worship a celestial sun. Unheedful vows may heedfully be broken. And he wants wit that once resolved will, to learn his wit, to exchange the bad for better. Fie, unreverent tongue, to call her bad, whose sovereignty so oft thou hast preferred, with 20,000 soul-confirming oaths. I cannot leave to love. And yet, I do. But there I leave to love where I should love. Julia, I lose. Valentine, I lose. If I keep them, I needs must lose myself. If I lose them, thus find I, by their loss, for Valentine myself, and for Julia, Sylvia. I to myself am dearer than a friend, for love is still most precious in itself. I will forget that Julia is alive, remembering that my love to her is dead, and Valentine I'll hold an enemy, aiming at Sylvia as a sweeter friend. I cannot now prove constant to myself, without some treachery used to Valentine. This night, he meeteth with a corded ladder to climb celestial Sylvia's chamber window, and myself, in counsel, his competitor. Now, presently, I'll give her father notice of their disguising and pretended flight, who, all enraged, will banish Valentine, for Thurio, he intends, shall wed his daughter. But, Valentine being gone, I'll quickly cross by some slight trick, once Thurio's dull proceeding. Love, lend me wings to make my purpose swift, as thou hast lent me wit to plot this drift.
I do conjure thee, who art the table wherein all my thoughts are visibly charactered and engraved, to lesson me and tell me some good mean how, with my honor, I may undertake a journey to my loving Proteus.
Alas, the way is wearisome and
A
long.
true devoted pilgrim is not weary to measure kingdoms with his feeble steps. Much less shall she that hath love's wings to fly, and when that flight is made to one so dear, of such divine perfection as Sir Proteus.
Better forbear till Proteus make return.
Oh, knowest thou I have pined in by longing for that food so long a time. Oh, didst thou but know the inly touch of love, thou wouldst as soon go kindle fire with snow as seek to quench the fire of love with words.
I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire, but qualify the fire's extreme rage, lest it should burn about the bounds of reason.
The more thou dammest up, the more it burns. The current that with gentle murmur glides, thou knowest being stopped, impatiently doth rage. But when his fair course is not hindered, he makes sweet music of the enameled stones, giving a gentle kiss to every sedge he overtaketh in his pilgrimage. And so by many winding nooks he strays with willing sport to the wild ocean. Then let me go, and hinder not my course. I'll be as patient as a gentle stream, and make a pastime of each weary step, till the last step have brought me to my love. And there I'll rest, as after much turmoil a blessed soul doth in Elysium.
But in what habit will you go along?
Not like a woman, for I prevent the loose encounters of lascivious men. Gentle Lucetta, fit me with such weeds as may beseem some well-reputed page.
Why, then your ladyship must cut your hair.
No, girl, I'll knit it up in silken strings with 20-odd conceited true love knots. To be fantastic may become a youth of greater time than I shall show to be.
What fashion, madam, shall I make your breeches?
That fits as well as...
Tell me good, my lord, what compass will you wear your farthingale?
Why, even what fashion thou best likes, Lucetta?
You must needs have them with a codpiece, madam.
Out, Lucetta!
A rounded hose, madam, now is not worth a pin, unless you have a codpiece to stick pins on.
Lucetta, as thou lovest me, let me have what thou thinkest meet and is most mannerly. Oh, but tell me, wench, how will the world repute me for undertaking so unstaid a journey? I fear me it will make me scandalized.
If you think so, then stay at home and go not.
Nay, I will not.
Then never dream on infamy, but go. If Proteus like your journey when you come, no matter who's displeased when you are gone, I fear me he will be scarce pleased with all.
That is the least, Lucetta, of my fear. 1,000 oaths, an ocean of his tears, and instances of infinite love warrant me welcome to my Proteus.
All these are servants to deceitful men.
Base men that use them to so base effect. But truer stars did govern Proteus's birth. His words are bonds, his oaths are oracles, his love sincere, his thoughts immaculate, his tears pure messengers sent from his heart as far from fraud as heaven from earth.
Pray heaven he proves so when you come to him.
Now as thou lovest me, do him not that wrong to bear a hard opinion of his truth. Only deserve my love by loving him. Presently go with me to my chamber, to take note of what I stand in need of, to furnish me upon my longing journey. All that is mine, I leave at thy dispose. My goods, my lands, my reputation, only in lieu thereof dispatch your hands. Come, answer not, but to it presently. I am impatient of my tarriance.
Sir Thurio, give us leave, I pray, a while. We have some secrets to confer about. Now, tell me, Proteus, what's your will with me?
My gracious lord, that which I would discover, the law of friendship bids me to conceal. But when I call to mind your gracious favors being done to me, undeserving as I am, my duty puts me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. No worthy prince. Sir Valentine, this night, my friend, intends to steal away your daughter. Myself and one made privy to the plot. I know me have determined to bestow her on Thurio, whom your gentle daughter hated. And should she thus be stolen away from you, there would be much vexation to your age. Thus, for my duty's sake, I rather chose to cross my friend in his intended drift than by concealing it. Heap on your head a pack of sorrows which would press you down, being unprevented, to your timeless grave.
Proteus, I thank thee for thine honest care, which to requite to command me while I live. This love of theirs myself have often seen, haply when they've judged me fast asleep, and oftentimes have purposed to forbid Sir Valentine her company and my court. But fearing lest my jealousy might err and so unworthily disgrace the man, a rashness that I ever yet have shunned, I gave him gentle looks, thereby find that which thyself hast now disclosed to me, and that thou mayst perceive my fears. Knowing that tender youth is soon suggested, I nightly lodge her in an upper tower, the key whereof myself have ever kept, and thence she cannot be conveyed away.
No, noble lord, they have devised a mean how he at her chamber window will ascend, and with the corded ladder fetch her down, for which the youthful lover now is gone, and this way comes he with it presently, where, if it may please you, you may intercept him. But good my lords, do it so cunningly that my discovery be not aimed at. For love of you, not hate unto my friend, hath made me publisher of this pretense.
Upon mine honor, he shall never know that I had any light from thee of this.
Adieu, my lord. Sir Valentine is coming.
Sir Valentine! Whither away so fast?
Please, your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letters to my friends, and I am going to deliver them.
Be they of much import?
The tenor of them doth but signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, no matter. Stay with me a while. I am to break with thee of some affairs that touch me near, wherein thou must be secret. 'Tis not unknown to thee that I have sought the match between Sir Therio and my daughter.
I know it well, my lord, and sure, the match will rich and honorable. Besides, the gentleman is full of virtue, bounty, worth, and qualities beseeming such a wife as your fair daughter. Cannot your grace win her to fancy him?
No, trust me. She is peevish, sullen, froward, proud, disobedient, stubborn, lacking duty. Neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father. And may I say to thee, this pride of hers, upon advice, hath drawn my love from her. And where I thought the remnant of mine age should have been cherished by her childlike duty, I am now full resolved to take a wife, and turn her out to who will take her in. Then let her beauty be her wedding dower, for me and my possessions she esteems not.
What would your grace have me to do in this?
There is a lady in Verona here whom I affect, for she is nice and coy, and what esteems my aged eloquence. Now therefore would I have thee to my tutor, for long gone I have got to court. Besides, the fashion of the time has changed. How and which way I would bestow myself to be regarded in her sun-bright eye.
Win her with gifts, if she respect not words. Dumb jewels often in their silent kind, more than quick words, do move a woman's mind.
But she did scorn a present that I sent her.
A woman sometimes scorns what best contents her. Send her another, never give her o'er. For scorn at first makes after love the more. If she do frown, 'tis not to hate of you, but rather to beget more love in you. If she do chide, 'tis not to have you gone, for why, the fools are mad if left alone. Take no repulse, whatever she doth say, for get you gone, she doth not win away. Flatter and praise, commend, extol their graces, though ne'er so black, say they have angels' faces. That man that hath a tongue, I say, is no man, if with his tongue he cannot win a woman.
But she, I mean, is promised by her friends unto a youthful gentleman of worth, and kept severely from the sort of men that no man hath access by day to her.
Why then, I would resort to her by night.
Aye, but the doors be locked and keys kept safe, that no man hath recourse to her by night.
What's lets but one may enter at her window?
Her chamber is a loft, far from the ground. Built so shelving no one cannot climb it without apparent hazard of his life.
Why then? A ladder, quaintly made of cords, to cast up with a pair of anchoring hooks would serve to scale another hero's tower. So boldly enter would adventure it.
Now, as thou art a gentleman of blood, advise me where I may have such a ladder?
When would you use it? Pray, sir, tell me that.
This very night. For love is like a child that longs for everything that he can come.
By 7 o'clock, I'll get you such a ladder.
But hark thee, I shall go to her alone. How shall I best convey the ladder thither?
It will be light, my lord, that you may bear it under a cloak that is of any length.
A cloak as long as thine will serve the turn?
Aye, my good lord.
Then let me see thy cloak. I'll give you one of such another length.
Why, any cloak will serve the turn, my lord.
But how shall I fashion you to wear a cloak? I pray thee, let me feel thy cloak upon me. What's better to say? What's here? To Sylvia. And here in any fit for my proceedings. I'll be so bold as to break the seal for once. My thoughts do harbor with my Sylvia night, and slaves they are to me that send them flying. Oh, could their master come and go as lightly, himself would lodge where senseless they are lying. My herald thoughts in thy pure bosom rest them, while I, their king that hither them importune, do curse the grace that with such grace hath blessed them. Because myself do want my servants' fortune, I curse myself for their sent by me, that they should harbor where their lord would be. What's here, Sylvia, this night I will enfranchise thee. 'Tis so, and here's the ladder for the purpose. Why, Phaeton, for thou art Merot's son, wilt thou aspire to guide the heavenly car, and with thy daring folly burn the world? Wilt thou reach stars because they shine on thee? Go, face intruder, overweening slave, bestow thy body smiles on equal mates, and think my patience more than thy desert is privilege for thy departure hence. Thank me for this more than for all the favors which all too much I have bestowed on thee. But if thou linger in my territories longer than swiftest expedition will give thee time to leave our royal court, by heaven, my wrath shall far exceed the love I have for my daughter or thyself. Be gone. I will not hear thy vain excuse, but as thou lovest thy life, make speed from hence.
And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself, and Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self, a deadly banishment. What light is light if Sylvia be not seen? What joy is joy if Sylvia be not by? Unless it be to think that she is by and feed upon the shadow of perfection. Except I be by Sylvia in the night, there is no music in the nightingale. Unless I look on Sylvia in the day, there is no day for me to look upon. She is my essence, and I leave to be. If I be not by her fair influence, fostered, illumined, cherished, kept alive, I fly not death, to fly is deadly doom. Tarry I here, I don't attend on death. But fly I hence, I fly away from life.
Run, boy, run, run, and seek him out.
So,
What seest thou?
him we go to find. There's not a hair on his head, but 'tis a valentine.
No,
Who then? His spirit?
neither,
What then?
nothing.
Can nothing speak? Master, shall I strike?
Who wouldst thou strike?
Nothing.
Villain, forbear.
Master, I'll strike nothing, I
Sir,
pray.
I say forbear. Friend Valentine, a word?
My ears are stopped and cannot hear good news. So much of bad already hath possessed them.
Then in dumb silence will I bury mine, for they are harsh, untutoable, and bad.
Is Sylvia dead?
No, Valentine.
No Valentine indeed. For sacred Sylvia, hath she forsworn me?
No, Valentine.
No Valentine, and Sylvia hath forsworn me. What is your news?
Oh, sir, there is a proclamation that thou art vanished.
That thou art banished. That's the news. From hence, from Sylvia, and from thee, thy true friend.
Oh, I have fed upon this woe already, and now excess of it will make me serpent. Doth Sylvia know that I am banished?
Aye. And she hath offered to the Duke, which now under her person stands in effectual force, a sea of melted pearl, which some call tears. Those at her father's churlish feet she tendered, with them upon her knees, her humble self, wringing her hands, whose whiteness so became them, as if but now they waxed pale for woe. But either bended knee, pure hands held up, sad sighs, deep groans, nor silver-shedding tears could penetrate her uncompassionate sire. But Valentine, if he be ta'en, must die! Besides, her intercession changed itself. When she for thy refill was suppliant, and to close prison he commanded her, with many bitter threats abiding there.
No more. Must the next word that thou speakest has some malignant power on thy life? If so, I pray thee, breathe it in mine ear as ending anthem to my endless dole.
Cease to lament for that which thou canst not help, and study help with that which thou lamentest. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Here, if thou stay, thou canst not keep thy love. Besides, thy stay will abridge thy life. Hope is a lover's staff. Walk hence with that, and manage it against despairing thoughts. Thy letters may be here, though thou art hence, which, being written to me, shall be delivered even in the milk-white bosom of thy love. The time serves now not to expostulate. Come, I'll convey thee through the city gate, and ere I part with thee, confer at large of all that may concern your love affairs. As thou lovest Sylvia, though not for thy sake, regard thy danger, and along with me.
I pray thee, once. Once. And if thou seest my boy, bid him make haste to meet me at the north gate.
Go, Sirrah, find him out. Come, Valentine.
Oh, my dear Sylvia, hapless Valentine.
I am but a fool, look you. Yet, I have the wit to think my master is a kind of knave. Oh, yeah. But that is all one, if it be but one knave. The master lives not now that knows me to be in love, yet I am in love. But a team of horse shall not pluck that from me. Nor 'tis who I love. Yet 'tis a woman. But what woman? I will not tell myself. But 'tis a milkmaid. But yet 'tis not a maid, for she hath had the gossips. But yet 'tis a maid. For she is her master's maid and serves for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel, which is much a bare Christian. Oh, here's a catalogue of her condition. Imprimis, she can fetch and carry. Oh, look you, a horse can do no more. Nay. A horse cannot fetch, but only carry. Therefore, she's better than a jade. Item, She can milk. Buku is sweet virtue in the maid with clean hands.
How now, Signor Lance, what news with your mastership?
Oh, with my mastership? Why, it's at sea.
Well, you might still mistake the word. What news then in your paper?
The blackest news thou ever hast heardest.
Why, man. How black?
As black as ink.
Let me read them.
By a cathedral, Ted, thou canst not read.
Thou liest, I can.
I will try thee. Tell me, who begot thee?
Mary, the son of my grandfather.
Oh, illiterate loiterer. It was the son of thy grandmother. This proveth that thou canst not read.
Come, fool, come, try me in thy paper.
Yeah, St. Nicholas, be thy speed.
Imprimis, she can milk.
Oh, aye, that she can.
Item, she brews good ale.
Thereof comes a proverb, blessing on your heart. You brew good ale.
Item, she can sew.
That's as much to say. Can she so?
Item, she can knit.
What need a man care for a stock with a wench? If she can knit him a stock.
Item, she can wash and scour.
A special virtue, therefore shall not be washed and scoured.
Item, she can spin.
And may I set the world on wheels when she can spin for her living.
Item, she hath many nameless virtues.
That is much to say bastard virtues. Therefore, look you, know not their fathers, and therefore have no names.
Here follow her vices.
Close at the heels of her virtues.
Item, she is not to be kissed, fasting in respect of her breath.
Well, that fault may be mended with a breakfast. Read on.
Item, she hath a sweet mouth.
That makes amends for her sour breath.
Item, she doth talk in her sleep.
Matches not for that, so she sleeps not in her talk.
Item, she is slow in words.
Oh. Villain that set this down amongst her vices. To be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. I pray thee, out with it. Place it for her chief virtue.
Item, she is proud.
It was this like say not retain from her. After that brief.
Item, she hath no teeth.
That is not for that, because I love crusts.
Item, she is cursed.
Best is she has no teeth to bite.
Item, she'll often praise her liquor.
For liquor be good, she shall. If she will not, I will. All good things should be praised.
Item, she is too liberal.
Oh. Well, of her tongue she cannot, for that writ down she is slow. Of her purse she shall not, that I'll keep shut. Now, of another thing she may, that I cannot help.
Item, she hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there. I'll have her. She was mine and not mine. Twice or thrice in the last article. I pray thee, rehearse that once more.
Item, she hath more hair than wit.
More hair than wit, it may be, I'll prove it. The cover of the salt hides the salt, and therefore is more than the salt. The hair that covers the wit is more than the wit, for the greater hides the less. all the folks gracious. I'll have her. If to be match as nothing is impossible.
What then?
And then I tell thee that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
For me.
For thee. Aye, what's a man art thou? Yet stay for a better man than thee.
And must I go to him?
Thou must do that. For thou hast stayed so long that stay will scarce serve the turn.
Oh, why didst not tell me sooner? Parts of your love letters, not in.
Okay. Now will he be sween for reading my letter, an unmannerly slave that thrusts himself into secrets. I'll after, to rejoice in the boy's correction.
Sir Therio, fear not but that she will love thee. Now Valentine is banished from her sight.
Since his exile, she hath despised me most, first won my company and railed at me that I am desperate of obtaining her.
This weak impress of love is as a figure trenched in ice, which with an hour's heat dissolves to water and doth lose its form. Little time will melt her frozen thoughts, and worthless Valentine shall be forgotten. How now, Sir Proteus? Is your countryman, according to our proclamation, gone?
Gone, my good lord.
My daughter takes is going grievously.
A little time, my lord, will kill that great.
So I believe, but Therio thinks not so. Proteus, the good conceit I hold of thee, for thou hast shown some sign of good desert, makes me the better to confer with thee.
Longer than I live, longer than I prove loyal to your grace, let me not live to look upon your grace.
Thou knowest how willingly I would effect the match between Sir Therio and my daughter.
I do, my lord.
And also I think thou art not ignorant how she opposes her against my will.
She did, my lord, when Valentine was here.
Aye, and perversely she perseveres so. What might we do to make the girl forget the love of Valentine and love Sir Therio?
The best way is to slander Valentine with falsehood, cowardice, and poor descent. Three things that women highly hold in hate.
Aye, but she'll think that it is spoke in hate.
Aye, it is enemy deliberate. Therefore, it must, with circumstance, be spoken by one whom she esteemeth as his friend.
Then you must undertake to slander him.
And that, my lord, I shall be loath to do. 'Tis an ill office of a gentleman, especially against his very friend.
Where your good word cannot advantage him, your slander never can damage him. Therefore the office is indifferent, being entreated to it by your friend.
You have prevailed, my lord. If I can do by aught that I can speak in his dispraise, she shall not long continue love to him. But say this weed her love from Valentine, it follows not that she will love Sir Thurio. Therefore, as you unwind her love from him, lest it should ravel and be good to none, you must provide to bottom it on me, which must be done by praising me as much as you in words dispraise Sir Valentine.
And Proteus, we dare trust you in this kind because we know on Valentine's report you are already love's firm votary, and cannot soon revolt and change your mind. Upon this warrant shall you have access, where you with Sylvia may confer at large, for she is lumpish, heavy, melancholy, and for your friend's sake will be glad of you. You may temper her by your persuasion to hate young Valentine and love my friend.
That which I can do, I will effect. But you, Sir Thurio, are not sharp enough. You must lay lime to tangle her desires by willful sonnets, whose composed rhymes should be full fraught with serviceable vows.
Aye, much is the force of heaven-bred poesy.
Say that upon the altar of her beauty, you sacrifice your tears, your sighs, your heart. Write until your ink be dry, and with your tears, moist again, and frame some feeling line that might discover such integrity. For Orpheus' lute was strung with poet's sinews, whose golden touch could soften steel and stones, make tigers tame, and huge leviathans forsake unsounded deeps to dance on sands. After your dire lamenting elegies, visit by night your lady's chamber window with some sweet concert, and to their instruments tune a deploring dump. The night's dead silence will well become such sweet complaining breeze. This, or else nothing, will inherit her.
This discipline shows thou hast been in love.
Thy advice this night I'll put in practice. Therefore, sweet Proteus, my direction giver, let us into the city presently to sort some gentlemen well skilled in music. I have a sonnet that will serve the turn and give the onset to thy good advice.
About it, gentlemen.
We'll wait upon your grace until after supper, and afterward determine our proceedings.
Even now about it. And pardon you.
I see a passenger.
If there be 10, shrink not, but down with them!
Aye. Sound, sir! Show me about you. If thou wilt make it, sit and rifle you.
Sir, we are undone. These are the villains of the travelers who fear so much.
My friend.
That is not so, sir. We are your enemy.
Peace! We'll hear him.
To know that I have little wealth to lose. A man I am, crossed with adversity. My riches are these poor habiliments, of which, if you should here disfurnish me, you take the sum and substance that I have.
Whither travel you?
To Verona,
Whence came you?
from Milan,
And your long sojourn there?
some 16 months, and longer might have stayed if crooked fortune hath not thwarted me.
What? Were you banished thence?
I was.
For what offense?
For that which now torment me to rehearse. I killed a man, whose death I once repent, and yet I slew him manfully in fight, without false vantage or base treachery.
Why, I ne'er repented of ever done so. But were you banished for so small a fault?
I was, and held me glad of such a doom.
Have you the tongues?
My youthful travel never made me happy, or else I often had been miserable.
By the bare scalp of Robin Hood's fat friar, this man were king of our wild fraction.
Have him, sirs, a word.
Master be one of them. 'Tis an honorable kind of thievery.
Peace, villain.
Tell us this! Have you anything to take to?
Nothing but my fortune.
Know then that some of us are gentlemen, such as the fury of ungoverned youth, thrust from the company of lawful men. I myself, friend Verona, banished for practicing to steal away a lady, and here your ally unto the Duke.
And I from Mantua, for a gentleman of mine who I stabbed unto the heart.
And I, for such like petty crimes as these. But to the purpose for we cite our faults, that they may hold excused our lawless lives. And partly, seeing you are beautified, goodly shaped, and by your own reports, a linguist, and a man of such perfection that we do in our own quality much want.
Indeed, because you are a banished man. Therefore, above the rest, we parlay to you. Are you content to be our general, to make a virtue of necessity, and live as we do in this wilderness?
Aye! So what sayest thou? Will thou be of our consort? Say aye, and be the captain of us all. Or bid thee homage and be ruled by thee. Louis is our commander and our king.
But if thou scorn our courtesy, thou diest!
Thou shalt not live to grab what we have offered!
I take your offer and will live with you, provided you do no outrages on silly women or poor passengers.
No, we detest such vile base practices. Go with us. You'll see our crews, and we'll show thee our treasures. And with us, I'll rest at thy disposal.
Already have I been false to Valentine, and now I must be as unjust to Sir Thurio. Under the color of commending him, I have access my own love to prefer. But Sylvia is too fair, too true, too holy, to be corrupted with my worthless gifts. When I protest true loyalty to her, she twits me with my falsehood to Valentine. When I to her beauty commend my vows, she bids me think how I have been forsworn in breaking faith with Julia whom I loved. And notwithstanding all these sudden quips, the least whereof would quell a lover's hope, yet spaniel-like, the more she spurns my love, the more it grows, and fawneth on her still. But here comes Sir Thurio. Now must we to her window to give some evening music to her ear. How now, Sir Proteus? Are you prepped before us? Sir Thurio, for you know that love will creep in service where it cannot go.
Aye, but I hope, sir, that you love not here.
Aye, sir, but I do.
Who, Sylvia?
Aye, Sylvia. For your sake. And thank you for your own. Now, gentlemen, let us tune and to it lessly a while.
Now, my young guest, methinks you are alley calling. I pray you, why is it?
Marry mine host, because I cannot be married.
Oh, come, we shall have you married. I will take you to where you will hear music and see the gentleman that you asked for.
But shall I hear him speak?
Aye, that you shall.
That will be music.
Hark, hark.
Is he among these?
Aye, be peace, let's hear him.
Why, my pretty youth, he plays false, mother.
How out of tune on the strings?
Not so, but yet so false that he grieves my merry heartstrings.
You have a quick ear.
I would I were deaf. It
them always play with one thing?
I would always have one play with one thing. But host, doth this Sir Proteus that we talk on often resort unto this gentlewoman?
I'll tell you what Launce's man told me. And he loved her out of all Nick.
Where is Launce?
Gone to seek his dog, which tomorrow by his master's command he shall carry as a present to his lady.
Please stand aside, the company parts.
Fear not so, Sir Thurio, for I would that you should say that my cunning drift excels. Where meet we? At St. Gregory's well. Farewell. Madam, good even to your ladyship.
I thank you for your music, gentlemen. Who is it that spake?
One, sir. One lady. If you knew his pure heart's truth, you would quickly learn to know him by his voice.
Sir Proteus, I take it.
Sir Proteus, gentle lady, and your servant,
What's your will?
that I may compass yours.
You have your wish. My will is even this, that presently you hie you home to bed. Thou subtle, perjured, false, disloyal man! Thinkest thou I am so shallow, so conceitless to be seduced by thy flattery which has deceived so many with thy vows? Return, and make thy love amends. For me, by this pale queen of night, I swear I am so far from granting thy request that I despise thee for thy wrongful suits, and by intend to chide myself for the time I spend in talking to thee.
I grant, sweet love, that I did love a lady, but she is dead.
Twere false if I should speak it, for I am sure she is not buried.
Say that she be, yet Valentine thy friend survives, to whom thou art witness I am betrothed. Art thou not ashamed to wrong him with thy importunacy?
I likewise hear that Valentine is dead.
And so suppose am I. For in his grave assure thyself my love is buried.
Sweet love, let me rake it from the earth.
Go to thy lady's grave and call hers hence, or else in her sepulchre thine.
He heard not that.
Madam, if your heart be so obdurate, vouchsafe me yet your picture, the picture that is in your chamber. To that I'll speak, to that I'll sigh and heed. For since the substance of your perfect self is else devoted, I am but a shadow, and to your shadow will I make true love.
If 'twere a substance, you would sure deceive it, and make it but a shadow, as I am.
I am very loath to be your idol, sir. But since your falsehood shall become you much to worship shadows and adore false shapes, send to me in the morning and I'll send it. And so good rest.
As wretches have overnight, that wait for execution in the morning.
Host, will you go?
By my halidom, I was fast asleep.
Pray you, where lies Sir Proteus?
Mary, at my house. But trust me, I think 'tis almost day.
Not so, but it hath been the longest night that e'er I watched, and the most heaviest.
Hour that Madame Sylvia entreated me to call and know her mind. There's some great matter she'd employ me in. Madam! Your servant and your friend, one that attends your ladyship's command.
Oh, Eglamour, 1,000 times good morrow.
As many, worthy lady, to yourself. According to your ladyship's impose, I am thus early come to know what it is your service to command me in.
Oh, Eglamour, thou art a gentleman. Think not I flatter, for I swear I do not. Valiant, kind, remorseful, well accomplished, thou art not ignorant to what dear goodwill I bear unto the banished Valentine, nor how my father would enforce me marry vain Thurio, whom my very soul abhors. Thyself hast loved, and I have heard thee say no grief did ever come so near thy heart as when thy lady and thy true love died, upon whose grave thou vowest pure chastity. Sir Eglamour, I would to Valentine, to Mantua, where I hear he makes abode. And though the ways are difficult to pass, I do desire thy worthy company, upon whose grace and honor I repose. Urge not my father's anger, Eglamour, but think upon my grief, a lady's grief, and on the justice of my flying hence to keep you from a most unholy match match which heaven and virtue still rewards with plagues. I do desire thee, from a heart as full of sorrows as the sea of sands, to bear me company and go with me. If not, to hide what I have said to thee, that I may venture to depart alone.
Madam, I pity much your grievances, which, since I know the virtues they are placed, I give consent to go along with you, reckoning as little what betideth me as much I wish all good befortune you. When will you go?
This evening coming.
Where shall I meet you?
At Friar Patrick's cell, where I am in holy confession.
I will not fail your ladyship. A good morrow, gentle lady.
Good morrow, kind Sir Evermore.
My manservant shall play the cur with him, look you. It goes hard. One that I have brought up from a puppy. One that I saved from drowning. When 3 or 4 of his blind brothers and sisters went to it. I have taught him as one would say precisely, thus I would teach a dog. I sent to deliver him as a present to Madame Sylvia from my master. I came no sooner to the dining chamber, but he steps me to her trencher and steals her captain's leg. What is a foul thing may cur cannot keep himself in all companies. I am, as one would say, I am, as one would say, one that takes upon him to be a dog indeed, to be as it were a dog at all things. If I had not had more wit than he to take the fault upon me that he did, I think verily he had paid for it. For as I live, he had suffered for it. You shall judge. He thrusts me into the company of 3 or 4 gentleman-like dogs under the Duke's table. He had not been there, thus the mark, a hissing while. But all the chamber had smelt him. Out with the dog, said one. What a cur is that? Said another. Whip him out, said a third. Clean him up, said the Duke. I have been acquainted with the smell before, knew. It was crab. Was it to the fellow who whips the dogs? Friend, quoth I, you want me to whip the dogs? Aye, marry do I, quoth he. Friend, you do him the more wrong. 'Twas I that did the thing you wot of. Makes me no more do, but whips me out of the chamber. How many masters who have done this for their servants? Nay, I'll be sworn, I have sat on the stocks for puddings he hath stolen, otherwise he had been executed. I have stood on the pillory for geese he hath killed, otherwise he had suffered for it. Nay, I think not of this now. I remember the trick you served me when I took my leave to Madame Sylvia. Did I not bid thee still mark do as I do? When didst thou ever see me heave up my leg and make water upon a gentlewoman's farthingale? When didst thou ever see me do such a trick?
Sebastian is thy name? I like thee well and will employ thee in some sort of present.
In what you please, I'll do what I can.
I hope thou wilt. How now, you poor son peasants? What have you been these 2 days loitering?
Marry, sir, I carried Mistress Sylvia, the dog you bade me.
And what says she to my little jewel?
She said it was a cur. Kirsch thinks is good enough for such a present.
But he received my dog?
No, indeed, did she not? But here I've brought him back again.
Oh, what, didst thou offer her this from me?
Yeah. The other squirrel was stolen from me by the hangman boys in the marketplace. So I offered her my own, which is a dog as big as 10 of yours. And therefore, the gift is greater.
Go get thee hence, and find my dog again, or ne'er return again into my sight!
Verona.
Away, I say! Stayst thou to vex me here! Sebastian, hardly that I have need of such a youth that can, with some discretion, do my business. 'Tis no trusting to yon foolish lout. Chiefly for thy face and thy behavior, which, my augury deceive me not, witness good bringing up, fortune and truth. Therefore, know thou, for this I entertain thee. Go presently, take this ring with thee, deliver it to Madam Sylvia. She loved me well, delivered it to me.
It seems you loved not her to leave her token. She is dead, belike?
Not so, but I think she lives.
Alas!
Why dost thou cry alas?
Because methinks she loved you as well as you do love your Lady Sylvia. She dreams on him that cares not for her love. You dote on her that cares not for your love. And thinking on it makes me cry, alas.
Well, take that ring with thee, and therewithal this letter. That's her chamber. Tell my lady that I claim the promise of her heavenly picture. Your message done, hie you home unto my chamber, where thou shalt find me, sad and solitary.
How many women would do such a message? Alas, poor Proteus, thou hast entertained a fox to be the shepherd of thy lambs. Alas, poor fool, why do I pity him that with his very heart despiseth me? Because he loves her, he despiseth me. Because I love him, I must pity him. This ring I gave him when he parted from me, to bind him to remember my goodwill. And now am I, unhappy messenger, to plead for that which I would not obtain, to carry that which I would have refused, to praise his faith which I would have dispraised. I am my master's true confirmed love, but cannot be true servant to my master unless I prove false traitor to myself. Yet will I woo for him, but yet so coldly as heaven it knows I would not have him speed. Gentlewoman, good day. I pray you, be my mean to bring me where to speak with Madam Sylvia.
And what would you with her, if that I be she?
If you be she, I do entreat your patience to hear me speak the message I am sent on.
From whom?
From my master, Sir Proteus, madam.
Oh. He sends you for a picture?
Aye, madam.
Ursula, bring my picture hence. Oh, go, give your master this. Tell him from me. One Julia who his changing thoughts forget would better fit his chamber than this shadow.
Madam, please do peruse this letter. Pardon me, madam, I have unadvised delivered a paper that I should not. This is the letter to your ladyship.
I pray thee, let me look on that again.
It may not be, good madam, pardon me.
There, hold. I will not look upon your master's lines. I know they are stuffed with protestations and full of newfound oaths which he will break as easily as I do tear this paper.
Madam, he sends your ladyship this ring.
The more shame on him he sends it me. For I've heard him say 1,000 times his Julia gave it him at his departure. Though his false finger have profaned this ring, I will not do his Julia so much wrong.
She thanks you.
What sayest thou?
I thank you, madam, that you tender her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well as I do know myself. To think upon her woes, I do protest I have wept 100 several times.
Belike she thinks that Proteus hath forsook her.
I think she doth, and that's her cause of sorrow.
Was she not passing fair?
She hath been fair, madam. Then she is. When she did think my master loved her well, she, in my judgment, was as fair as you. But since she did neglect her looking glass and threw her sun-expelling mask away, the year had starved the roses in her cheeks and pinched the lily tincture of her face, that now she's become as black as I.
How tall was she?
About my stature. For at Pentecost, when all our pageants of delight were played, our youth got me to play the women's part, and I was trimmed in Madame Julia's gown, which served me as fit, by all men's judgments, as if the garment had been made for me. Therefore I know she is about my height. And at that time I made her weep a good, for I did play a lamentable part. Madam was Ariadne, passioning for Theseus' perjury and unjust flight, which I so lively acted with my tears, that my poor mistress, moved therewithal, wept bitterly. And would I might be dead if I in thought felt not her very sorrow.
She is beholding to thee, gentle youth. Alas, poor lady, desolate and left. I weep myself to think upon thy words. Oh, here, youth, here is my purse. I give thee this for thy sweet mistress's sake, because thou lovest her. And so farewell.
And she shall thank you for it ere you know her. A virtuous gentlewoman, mild and beautiful. I hope my master's suit will be but cold, since she respects my mistress's love so much. Alas, how love can trifle with itself. Here is her picture. Let me see. I think if I had such attire, this face of mine were full as lovely as this of hers. And yet the painter flattered her a little, unless I flatter with myself too much. Her eyes are gray as glass, and so are mine. Aye, but her forehead's low, and mine's is high. What should it be that he respects in her, but I can make respective in myself, if this fond love were not a blinded God? Come, shadow, come, and take this shadow up, for 'tis thy rival. Oh, thou senseless form, thou shalt be worshipped, kissed, loved, and adored, and were there sense in his idolatry, my substance should be statue in thy stead. I'll use thee kindly for thy mistress's sake, that used me so, or else, by Jove I vow, I should have scratched out your unseeing eyes to make my master out of love with thee.
Begins to gild the western sky, and now it is about the very hour that Sylvia at Friar Patrick's cell shall meet me. She will not fail, for lovers break not hours unless it be to come before their time, so much they spur their expedition. Oh, see where she comes, lady, a happy evening.
Go on, good Eglamour. Out at the postern by the abbey wall, I fear I am attended by some spies.
Fear not, the forest is not 3 leagues off. If we recover that, we are sure enough.
Sir Proteus, what says Sylvia to my suit?
Oh, sir, I find her milder than she was. And yet, she takes exceptions at your person.
What, that my leg is too long?
No, that it is too little.
I'll wear a boot to make it somewhat rounder.
But love will not be spurred to what it loathes.
What says she to my face?
She says it is a fair one.
Nay then, the wanton lies, my face is black. But pearls are fair, and the old saying is, black men are pearls in beauteous ladies' eyes.
'Tis true, such pearls as put out ladies' eyes, for I'd rather wink than look on them.
How likes she my discourse? Ill when you talk of war, but well when I discourse of love and peace.
But better indeed when you hold your peace.
What says she to my valor? Oh, sir, she has no doubt of that.
She needs not when she knows it cowardice.
What says she to my birth? That you are well derived.
True, from a gentleman to a fool.
Considers she my possession?
Oh,
Aye, and pities them. Wherefore?
That such an ass should owe them.
That they are out by lease.
Here comes the Duke.
How now, Sir Proteus? How now, Clario? Which of you saw Sir Eglamour of late?
Not I, nor I.
Saw you my daughter?
Neither.
Why, but she's fled, and the peasant Valentine, and Eglamour's in their company. 'Tis true, for Friar Lawrence met them both, as he and Terence wandered through the forest. Him he knew well and guessed that it was she, but in maps he was not sure of it. Besides, she did intend confession at Patrick's cell this evening, and there she was not. She's likely to confront her flight from hence. Therefore, I pray you, stand not to discourse, but mount you presently, and meet with me upon the rising of the mountain foot that leads towards Mantua, whither they are fled. Dispatch, sweet gentlemen, and follow me.
Why, this it is to be a peevish girl who flies her fortune when it follows her. I'll after more to be revenged on Eglamour than for the love of reckless Sylvia. I will follow more for Sylvia's love than hate of Eglamour that goes with her.
And I will follow. More to cross that love than hate for Sylvia. That is gone for love.
This one have learned me how to brook this patiently. Come, bring her away.
Aye. Where is the gentleman that was with her?
He, being nimble-footed, hath outruns. But Moises and Polaris follow him. Go with her to the west end of the wood. That is already fed. He fled. The thicket is beset. He cannot escape.
Aye. Come, I must bring you to our captain's cave. Fear not, he bears an honorable mind and will not use a woman lawlessly.
Oh, Valentinus, I endure for thee.
How you stop bring that habit to the man? This shadowy desert, unfrequented woods, I'd better brook than flourishing peopled towns. Here can I sit alone, unseen of any, and to the nightingale's complaining notes, tune my distresses and record my woes. Oh, thou that dost inhabit in my breast, leave not the mansion so long tenantless, lest, growing ruinous, the building fall and leave no memory of what it was. Repair me with thy presence, Sylvia, thou gentle nymph. Cherish thy forlorn swain. What howling will stirs this today? These are my mates that make their wills their law. Have some unhappy passenger in chase? They love me well, yet I have much to do to keep them from uncivil outrages. But to draw thee, Valentine, who's this comes here?
Madam, this service I have done for you, though you respect not others so to done, to hazard life, and to rescue you from him that would have forced your honor and your love. Vouchsafe me for my need, but one fair look, a smaller boon than this, I cannot beg. And less than this, I'm sure you cannot give.
How like a dream is this I see and hear? Love, lend me patience to forbear a while.
Oh, miserable, unhappy that I am.
Unhappy were you, madam, ere I came. But by my coming, I have made you happy.
By thy approach thou makest me most unhappy.
And me when we approach to your presence.
Had I been seized by a hungry lion, I would have been made a breakfast to the beast rather than have false Proteus rescue me. Oh, heaven be judge how I do love Valentine, whose life's as tender to me as my soul. And full as much, for more there cannot be, I do detest false perjured Proteus. Therefore be gone, solicit me no more.
What dangerous action stood it next to death, but I not to go for one calm look. 'Tis the curse in love, and yet still approved, when women cannot love, when they're beloved.
Oh, for Proteus cannot love where he is beloved. Read over Julia's heart, thy first best love, for whose dear sake thou didst then rend thy faith into 1,000 oaths, and all of those oaths descended into perjury to love me. Thou hast no faith left now, unless thou hadst two, and that's far worse than none. Better have none than plural faith, which is full as much by one. Thou counterfeit to thy true friend.
And love who respects friends.
All men but Proteus.
Gentle spirits of moving words can no way change you to a mountain fool. I'll woo you like a soldier at arm's end, and love you against the nature of love. Force you.
Oh, heaven!
I'll force you.
Help me let go that good subtle touch, thou friend of a ill fashion.
Valentine.
No common friend that's without faith or love, for such is a friend now. Treacherous man, thou hast beguiled my hopes. Not but mine eye could have persuaded me. Now I dare not say I have one friend alive. Thou wouldst disprove me. Who should be trusted when one's right hand is perjured to the bosom? Proteus, I am sorry. I must never trust thee more, but count the world a stranger for thy sake. The private wound is deepest. O time most accursed, mongst all foes, that a friend should be the worst.
My shame and guilt confounds me. Forgive me, Valentine. If hearty sorrow be a sufficient ransom for offense, I tender it here. I truly suffer as error I did commit.
Then I am paid. And once again, I do receive the honest, who by repentance is not satisfied, is nor of heaven nor earth, for these are pleased, by penitence the fertile mats appeased. And that by love may appear plain and free, all that was mine and Sylvia I give to thee.
Oh, me unhappy.
Look to the boy.
Why, boy? Why, how now? What's the matter? Look up, speak.
Oh, good sir, my master charged me to deliver a ring to Madame Sylvia, which, out of my neglect, was never done.
Where is that ring, boy?
Here 'tis, this is it.
Now, let me see. Why, this is the ring that I gave to
Oh,
Julia.
cry you mercy, sir. You mistook. This is the ring you sent to Sylvia.
But how camest thou by this ring? At my departure, I gave this to Julia.
And Julia herself did give it me. And Julia herself hath brought it hither.
How? Julia?
Behold! Word that gave aim to all thy oaths and entertained them deeply in her heart. How oft hast thou with perjury cleft the root? O Proteus, let this habit make thee blush. Be thou ashamed that I took upon myself such an immodest raiment. If shame live in disguise of love, it is the lesser blot modesty finds. Women to change their shapes than mend their minds.
Then mend their minds. 'Tis true. O heaven, were man but constant, he were perfect. That one error fills him with faults, makes him run through all the sins. Inconstancy falls off ere it begins. What is in Sylvia's face? But that I may spy more fresh in Julia's with a constant eye.
Come, come. A hand from either. Let me be blessed to make this happy close. 'Twere pity two such friends should be long foes.
Bear witness, heaven. I have my wish forever.
And I mine.
Forbear. I say it is my word to do. Your grace is welcome to a man disgraced. Banished Valentine.
Valentine.
Yonder is Sylvia. Sylvia's mine.
Thurio, get back, or else I place thy death. Come not within the measure of my wrath. Do not name Sylvia thine. If once again, Verona shall not hold me. Here she stands. Take but possession of her with a touch. I dare thee but to breathe upon my love.
Sir Valentine, I care not for her. I hold him but a fool who will endanger his body for a girl who loves him not. I claim her not. Therefore, she is thine.
The more degenerate and base art thou, to make such means for her as thou hast done, and leave her on such slight conditions. Now, by the honor of my ancestry, I do applaud thy spirit, Valentine. I think thee worthy of an emperor's love. Know then, I here forget all former griefs, cancel all grudge, repeal thee home again, and bring a new state to thy unrivaled merit, to which I thus subscribe. Sir Valentine, thou art a gentleman and well derived. Take thou thy Sylvia. Thou hast deserved her.
I thank your grace. The gift hath made me happy. I now beseech you, for your daughter's sake, to grant one boon that I shall ask of you.
I grant it for thine own, dare it be.
These banished men that I have kept revolved are men endued with worthy qualities. Forgive them what they have committed here, and let them be recalled from their exile. They are reforming, civil, full of good. And fit for great employment.
Thou hast prevailed. I pardon them and thee. Spoken as thou goest thence. Come, let us go. We will include all joys, triumphs, mirth, and rare salutes.
And as we walk along, I dare be bold with our discourse to make a great smile. What's thinking of this page, my lord?
I think the boy hath grace in him. He blushes.
I warrant you, my lord, more grace than a boy.
What mean you by that saying?
Please you, I'll tell you as we pass along, that you will wonder what hath fortunate. Come, Proteus, 'tis your penance but to hear the story of the was discovered. That done, our day of marriage shall be yours. One feast, one house, one mutual happiness.